Alex Car Doctor. Welcome back to my channel, good people. Today's patient I have with me is a BMW 2014 BMW X6. It's a nice little car, I must say. Today, guys, I'm gonna be walking you through the process of how to do a tune-up. It's not a normal tune-up. I'm gonna get to that just in a little bit. Let me show you guys the tools I'm gonna be using, and we're gonna jump right into this thing. All right, good people. Of course, you want to make sure you have good quality spark plugs. BMW, well, German vehicles, they use Bosch. But mainly I'm going to be using my little regular hand tools. Not so much of this, but let's see what I can find. This. This car takes a special spark plug socket. No other socket will work. The reason I say that, because BMW decide they want to, down in the spark plug well, they decide they want to go in and go at a slight angle. So it takes this special spark plug socket. Trust me, don't even try it. No other tool will work. If you get any other standard 14 to work, please write down in the comments, because I'm interested to know how you guys did it. It's not straight down like any other normal vehicle. It's straight down, then it goes at a slight angle. So really, that's the only tool I'm gonna be using, and probably an extension. But yep, let's grab our wrenches and let's roll. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is remove my oil cap so I can remove this nice twin power turbo cover. All right. The next thing I want to do is remove my intake tubing here. Behind here it should be, I don't know if you guys can see it on camera, but I want to take this off. I can't even see it, my dang on self, but this is how I took it off blindly. Let me get something to point with. All right, so what I basically done was just push that down, this little clip right here. All right, next thing I'm gonna do is grab my flathead and unloosen those. All right. I guess I'm gonna go ahead and remove this tube too, because it is in the way. So I'm gonna go ahead and loosen this. Working on these cars, you gotta be very careful. There's a lot of plastic pieces on there. That just slid right out. It wasn't really anything to push. Yeah, it just slid right out. Now, it is a little lift up tab right here. If it is giving you a hard time, you can just lift it up. All right, so I'm gonna push this off to the side. I'm gonna very gently undo these. It's like a little clips. So when I get my tin here, I can pull it away from it, and hopefully this will come off. So the next thing I want to do is grab this. It's supposed to have two pieces on it, but it looked like someone been in here before because it is broken right here. It's supposed to squeeze them together. It's no big deal. It's just something to notate. This car is 2014, and I'm pretty sure someone has been in here messing around before. All right. Next thing I'm gonna do is grab my tin and my ratchet and do this. And guys, I will put a link in the description for these tools that I'm using, so you can do this at home. Who knows how much BMW would charge for a tune-up job on this particular car. So now I can wiggle my way up out of here. This clipped in again, so I'm gonna pull it back off very gently. You don't want to break these plastic pieces, because who knows what BMW charges for replacements, you know? I like to say for German cars, the minimum price for everything is $500. That's the magic number. So I'm gonna switch up my tactics a little bit because it just doesn't feel right. So I'm gonna grab my torque bit. I hope I can just reach in and grab the right one. Let's see. Wow, guys, I did not do that on purpose. This video is unscripted. This is a T25, and as you see, I just reached in there and grabbed it. And it was right. So, let's see. I'll undo it from right here. Trust me, guys, I give it to you real on my channel. All right. Put those right there. And hopefully this just pops up. Oh, there we go. Now I probably can move it out the way if I want to, which I am just for curiosity's sake. So it just comes out. All right. Now, there we go. Move that. All right, the next thing I want to do is move this. It looks like another T25. It don't even look tight, so let me investigate that. I guess it's supposed to hang out like that. That's kind of weird. Anywho, let me go ahead and move it out the way. Now, guys, anytime you're working with sensors and things of that nature, unplugging things, disconnect the battery. I got to make sure I tell you guys that. Very important process. All right. Hang out there. And these are the O2 sensor plugs. Just gonna simply disconnect them and just move you out the way for kicks and giggles too. All right. Now, some of this stuff you don't have to like remove. I'm just really removing it so I can get a good clear picture for video's sake. On these clips, there's little, let me see, I just used a screwdriver. There's little hand push pins right here. Just push. Now, if it's being stubborn, if you have this pushed down and it still don't want to come out, try pushing it in, you know, like push it in, and then while holding the clip, try to pull back out. That's a little trick for you guys. Now, the coils on this, you have, yeah, this has been, somebody been in here. Look at this. Let me move this out the way. This is sound deadening material, because this is a direct injected engine, and direct injected engines tend to make a little bit more noise. So I'm assuming the high pressure fuel pump is behind here somewhere, because normally it's like foam around the high pressure fuel pump to cut down on the noise. Now, back to the coils. What I normally do, I pull up, and you're supposed to be able to just grab your hand in here. Well, after you unplug it, of course. So go ahead and unplug it, and they give you like a little handle to pull up on, like so. Now, if that's being stubborn, what you can always do is take your screwdriver and, you know, with more leverage, pull up that way. All right, let's see. Now, there's another tip that's coming up when I'm going back in with all this stuff. So make sure you stay tuned. Very important with I work on BMWs a lot. I work on all kind of vehicles. And I've learned this just by trial and error. I don't know, it must be a BMW thing or something why I have to do this, but I'll make sure I share it with you guys. And these coils, they can go in any order, so it really don't matter if you mix them up or not. They're not order specific here. Just make sure you don't forget the orientation of your the wires. Like, don't put this wire onto this one. You'll cause some issues. So try to keep the natural bend of things, meaning the natural bend of how it's sitting now. So try not to get them out of whack, because you can easily, somebody got their loud truck, sorry about that. You can easily do this number and mix up the coils, so you don't want to do that. So just kind of keep them in place, good people. This is supposed to be up somewhere. It was just hanging back here. Pretty sure it's supposed to be a bracket. I don't think it's supposed to be hanging like that. But anywho, getting right back into it. I'm going to go ahead and grab my special spark plug socket, which I think I picked this up on Amazon, if I'm not mistaken, for about $10. And I'm gonna have to go grab another extension. I don't know why I came over here with just one extension. Let me see if I have one over here. Yeah, this is an extension, but it's overkill. Let's see if I can make something happen out of this. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna go grab another extension because it's just sitting too low. Let me go ahead and pull this out first. Then I'm gonna try to show you. I don't think I'm gonna be able to show you on camera, but just trust me when I say it's at an angle. It's like they designed this stuff so you guys at home can't perform your own tune-up. I know I was telling somebody back in the good old days when the driver manual, the booklet that comes with every car, used to pretty much tell you how to fix your own car. I thought that was pretty cool. I just wanted to share that. They used to tell you how to change out the bulbs and all that good stuff. Now these days, good luck trying to do simple stuff by yourself. All right, so bam, there we go. Now, this is an iridium plug. With the iridium material, you can't really tell if it's worn or not. So by looking at it, I'm like, oh, it looks fine. But in reality, this is the original plug, and it's over 100,000 miles on this vehicle. So iridium plugs I know normally last about 100,000 miles. Now, guys, it's up to you. I know most people, they'll remove all the plugs. That's how I do it. Then I will go back in with all the new plugs. The reason I choose to do it like that versus one at a time, well, in this situation, I do it like that. If it's dealing with like spark plug wires and distributor and rotor button and all that, the older vehicles, I would then do it one at a time. But when it's like this, I like to remove them all first, then put all my new ones in and tighten them all down. The reason being because I like to keep my tool on off. I don't like to keep switching back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I feel that wastes time in the long run. Write down in the comments, tell me what you guys think. But let me go grab another extension and I'll be right back. Okay, good people, I'm back. Got my extension situated. Now I can really get down to business. Now, guys, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but this is not a hard job to do if you have the right spark plug socket. It can be a nightmare if you don't have the right tools. That's working with BMW in general. BMW, Mercedes, they all the same to me, even Porsche. Ooh, I know they're black. Sheesh. Or as I like to say, cheese. Ugh, coming out a little rough. Now, guys, it's especially good to use hand tools when working with spark plug, any spark plug job, because you can better feel what's going on versus if you want, you can come out with electric tools, but I suggest, you use your hands. Take that extra time. That way you can feel if any threads are damaged. You can kind of, ease it out. Versus, using power tools, it don't care, It don't know if something is not right. It just knows go. Especially going back in. You never want to put any spark plug back in with power tools. That is a big no-no. Get away with it, taking them out, but putting them back in, big no-no. Now, I am going to do a video. I have a car that I'm getting ready to junk in the back. I'm going to perform a video. It's more like a skit on how not to work on a car. So if you guys want to see that video, write down in the comments and let me know. I think it's gonna be fun. So let's, after I get this one out, let's see if this last one gives me a hard time. There we go. All right, let's see. Nope. I don't think it's gonna give me a hard time. This angle wrench, ratchet wrenches, is nice. Because if it was flat, I'd be, kind of stuck like this. But I'm able to, bend the handle. So, guys, this is a good investment. Don't have to be Snap-on like I always tell you, good people. If you're not working with tools every day, like, as a profession, don't buy Snap-on. Snap-on is good for people like me that really put tools to their test, working them day in and day out. Stuff is gonna break. And the convenience of a Snap-on truck, you just jump on the truck, hey, fix this or replace this, It's the convenience of it. What I would suggest, if you guys don't like to shop on the internet, is go to like Harbor Freight. They have good warranty on their tools. I think it's lifetime. You just, have to go up there, which is not a problem for most people. But me, on the other hand, it's a problem because this is my second home. Well, let's say this is my first home, my shop. I'm here more than than I am at home. It seems that way anyway. So guys, I hope you caught what I had to do there. When I was coming out, it was too long. That's why I like putting my extensions together. Oh, this is another cool little tip, by the way. It was too long and it wouldn't let me out. So just simply boom and boom. That's why I never use a solid extension. You can find yourself, when dealing with tight spots, this can be anything. This can be a situation similar to this, what I was in. And if you had a solid long extension, you're kind of stuck and you have to go back down in and take it back. It's too much. So it's best to use 2 extensions. And if you get in a situation, push it back down in there, pop that out, pull it out like that. All right. Also, what I like to do is lay out all my spark plugs and inspect them, because sometimes stuff get dropped and you don't want to put in a damaged spark plug. So I want to make sure the gap is even, well, right and not closed up. So it's supposed to have these little protector boots, but those 2 didn't. Even with the protector boots, I always look at them. All right. Bam. All right, now, what some people would do, they will coat the spark plug threads in a little anti-seize. I don't find that necessary because these are aluminum heads. Now, if I was going in with cast iron heads, which again is your old school vehicles, yes, coat them in some type of anti-seize, because cast iron is it's a harder metal versus aluminum. I've never had anything aluminum head give me problems with the spark plugs coming out, next time they need to come out. So I just don't find it necessary. But guys, I love to hear from you. Let me know if you have had a problem with aluminum heads with spark plugs that, y'all wish y'all would have put anti-seize on, or wish someone would have put anti-seize on. All right, so what I normally do, I'll guide them down with my hand, or I just simply put like that and guide them down and go ahead and thread it up while it's down in there. And I'll probably just go ahead and tighten this one down. All right, now when tightening this stuff down, this is a very long ratchet, so you can really crank out some torque with this long leverage. So you can either, take your 2 fingers and 2-finger tighten it like so, or give it a nice little wrist tight. Or if you think you're very strong, you can come right here and come down and tighten it. So several different ways to tighten this stuff down. Or use a torque wrench. That's always guaranteed. When in doubt, use a torque wrench. So, but I've been doing this for so long, I know how it feels. And I recommend using a torque wrench. But I'm trying to put myself in you guys' shoes at home. Most of you guys don't want to spend over, $100 and some for a torque wrench, or because I suggest get a good one and not a cheap one, because there's many options out there. So that's my tightening method. You don't want to put your arm into it. And these are some long spark plugs. All right. Three more. And be very careful when putting the spark plug down in the well, the spark plug well. Don't want to drop it down in there. And always hand thread hand start the spark plugs up by hand. Never just jump on it with a wrench and start tightening down. Again, you can cross thread some stuff that way. It's very unlikely you're gonna cross thread the spark plug threads with your hand. I've never seen that happen before. All right, last one. Then my very important tip that I want to share with you guys. All right, it's very important tip time. What I found out over the years working on BMWs, sometime after I do a tune-up job, and I know I plugged everything back up properly. These coils, they just don't make a good connection. So what I like to do is use a little dielectric grease and, give it a little smear there on the connectors. It just ensures a good connection. That way you won't be chasing your tail. I'm like, oh, it wasn't skipping before. What's going on? It's just these connectors. I don't know. It's something weird about them. BMW guys, what you guys think? What's your experience with BMW coil connectors? This is my solution. I would like to hear from you guys. Now, It's also, I don't know why I put it back, but I also like to put a little bit, just a tad, don't take much, in on the boots. I gotta fill it up and go crazy. Just a little bit. And this grease, it helps keep moisture and stuff out. And let me see. Let me just read it. Let's see. Waterproof electronic components. Seals, lubricates, protects, and insulate. So that's pretty much what it does. So let's go back in. And going back in is very simple. Just boom and push down. All right. And they even give you a little groove to kind of go off of. You see the little triangle right here? Well, yeah, it's like a triangle, but it's supposed to fit down. I'll show you on the next one if you can't see it, but I can show you on this one. Let me find my screwdriver. Yeah, and see these little ears. So the rubber part going between these little ears. So it's just kind of like a point of reference. Now, what I do like about BMW coils, coil packs, they're not screwed down. They just pull up like you've seen before. So I find that very awesome. Less tools required. And it just pushed down. Kind of locks itself in place. Shoot down in there. And number 6. And that was my little tip to, hopefully save you guys some time, because in the past when I went in dry, the car be skipping and I have to kind of play with the coil, wiggle it around, and it started running smooth again. Now, if you guys are wondering what's the cylinder location, the number on on any inline engine, wherever the timing chain is or the front of the engine, that's where number 1 spark plug is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's how it works. That's not the firing order. The firing order will normally be on 1, 3. Like weird. Like it'll skip around 1, 3, 4. That's how it works. It bounces around. I kind of digress, but just wanted to throw some tips out there. Unless some German vehicles, the engine is flipped around, like the timing chain will be in the back, on some Porsches. So very, very weird design, and VWs do it too. They'll flip the engine around, so you'll be actually looking at the back side of the engine. Anywho, like I said, I digressed a little bit, but let's get this put back together. All right, find the screw. Boom, boom, boom. Get these. Come on. There we go. I don't want to forget my phone. This kind of goes under there. This is supposed to clip in here. Like that, and that, like that. All right. Okay, post you up right there. All right, so the next thing I'm gonna do is put this back. I'm going ahead and coat my seal in some grease. That way it'll slide in a lot easier and the seal won't rip when I go back in. All right. Everything looks good. Just double check everything. Make sure all your connectors are plugged back in. Make sure everything is routed good. Now it's time for the intake tube. Oh, there's the other plastic piece. Just separate it. Yeah, okay. And that plastic styrofoam. Now, looking at this, I think this may be the hardest part out the whole job, putting the intake tube back on. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug this up so I won't lose the connector. Come on. Do I got it backwards? Yeah, I had it backwards. That's why you never force anything. You just kind of let things flow easily. All right. Voila. Clamp you down. All right. Put you back in place. Let me go ahead and put a little grease on that seal. All right, so bam. All right. It's a little rough, but I got it down in there. Plug you back up. Oh, I forgot to put my screws up here. And we're almost home free. My 10 is right here. And don't forget to tighten back up your band clamps on your intake. That's very important. If I can get my screwdriver on it. Alright, and that clicks in right here, I'm assuming. It just looks natural the way some stuff run. You can kind of figure it out. There we go. Now, I never disconnected from right here, so I guess you don't have to. But double check all that stuff. All right, looks good. All right, now for the finishing touches, I'm gonna grab my nice little cover here. And it kind of slides in. It has these little grooves back here that slides in right here. So make sure you kind of slide it in. It's a little weird. Voila. All right, let's crank it up and see what she does. Now the check engine light was on before, but that's for another video. I will get to that. Oh yes. Purrs like a kitten. Ugh. That's how she's supposed to run. All right, good people. I hope you enjoyed that quick tutorial on how to change out spark plugs on this 2014 BMW X6. If you like this video, please remember to like and subscribe. If you have any questions pertaining to this video, please drop a comment down below. I love hearing from you guys. See you guys on the next video.